geniuses who are here to grace the stage of world chess for the next few weeks. I will ask a couple of questions just to get the press conference kicked off. However, I would like as a reminder to the journalists here, if you have a question, the two microphones are to the side. Please stand by the microphones, and then we will call on you alternatively as you stand in line. My first question will go to the challenger, Jan Nepomniachtchi. Jan, congratulations for being here. How does it feel after all these months of preparation to finally be ready to start in just 2 days?
Yeah, first of all, thank you. It feels great because, that's why I really prepared for the whole cycle, the Grand Prix, the candidates, and now the match. So I guess, I can't wait to be actually started.
Magnus, so the same question to you. How does it feel after all these months to finally be ready to once again defend your title?
It's going to feel better in 2 days.
Okay. One more question for you, Jan. Why is it that you're going to win this championship?
Well, normally I think the better player wins.
Magnus, same to you.
Well, I predict that the person who scores the most points over the next 3 weeks is going to be the winner, and hopefully that's going to be me. And if I do win, it will probably be because I made a lot of good moves and good decisions under pressure.
I'm Mike Klein with Chess.com. This question is for Jan Nepomniachtchi. Jan, a few days ago there was an interview that Magnus gave in Norwegian, and according to the translation, it suggested that he thought Ding or Fabiano would be perhaps more difficult. Did you read this interview, and what was your reaction to it?
Well, first of all, I guess he had to say something, yeah? So that's basically my reaction. And
Magnus, Jan gave an interview recently saying that he didn't think your fire may be burning as hard for this match because it's your fifth one. What was your reaction to that quote?
Well, that's the first time I hear about it, and it really makes me fired up. So thank you very much.
On this side of the room, please. Is there anyone at the microphone on this side?
No.
No. Okay, then the next one on this side.
Yes, I'm Rune with Chess24, and apparently Magnus is all fired up. I was curious about nerves and pressure. As this is your fifth match, does it get any easier?
Yeah, I think some parts may get easier as you get more experienced, but after all, it comes down to what you do over the board, and I think also Jan has experience now from the candidates, which is really the best preparation that you can get for the match, since it's so intense, and he also has lots of people in his team that have World Championship experience. So it remains to be seen if the experience of being here before helps. But in terms of your question, if it gets any easier, yes, I would say it gets a little bit easier in the sense that you probably are a little, you're probably a little less nervous than you are the first time when you have some experience.
Okay, so it is your first time, Jan. Do you feel nervous? You have, of course, a lot of hopes riding on you from Russia and all fans all over the world. How does that feel coming into this match?
Well, of course, I guess this applies to any event, basically any major tournament you play, you participate, and until the first move has been played, you feel, say, nervous and, pumped up, excited. But once it gets actually to chess, this is much easier to handle. So yeah, I guess of course I highly evaluate all the support I get, and I'm really thankful to all the people who are wishing me luck and success. But in general, I don't think I'm getting anything like extra nervous because of this.
Thank you.
Question on the right side of the room, please.
Good afternoon. My name is Ashley, and I'm from California of the United States. On behalf of the World Online School Tournament, I would like to ask you a question. How do you think the lessons you learn from chess apply to your life outside of chess?
Who are you directing the question to?
Magnus.
That's a very good question. I would say that chess can teach you a lot of things when you play, when you learn it, especially when you're young. For me, specifically, I think the most useful thing has been decision making, to be able to make relatively quick decision based on the data that you have, which I think is useful in almost any endeavor, and that is something that I've taken with me from chess. So far, I haven't like applied it successfully apart from chess, but I think theoretically, if I were to do something else professionally, it will be very, very useful.
Okay, thank you.
Next question, please, on the left side. And please make sure you direct the question to a specific speaker.
So, Grandmaster Hans Niemann with Chessable. Magnus, I'd like to ask you, we all know you're a fan of football, especially fantasy football. If you could compare your opponent to any football player, is there anyone you have in mind?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Nobody comes to mind immediately. Probably somebody very good. I'll probably have a better answer in a couple of days.
And Jan, if you have anyone in mind for Magnus?
Well, that's hard to say, actually, because I'm not a fantasy football player yet. Though of course I follow the football scene, but well, probably some striker. Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll say a good one. Yeah.
Next question, please.
Good morning, I'm Laura. I play in the Spanish team. My question goes for both of you. Women are a minority in the world of chess. There are many in the world top 100. Do you think that if there weren't, if the number of female players grew and there weren't competitions exclusively for them, a woman could be a candidate for the world championship?
Jan, I'll let you take that first.
Well, that's a really good question, I guess, and I think, well, in general, I don't see any difference. So I think the general issue is that like less girls, they go to chess schools, and okay, the basement is slightly less than when we speak about boys. Yeah, because I mean in general, girls have, especially in childhood, yeah, they normally have some other hobbies, and that's how we see on the top, in the top 100, for example, yeah, we normally don't see too many female players. So I guess this can be changed any time. For example, Alexandra Gereshkina, she's doing quite nice lately, and hopefully she'll be able to qualify for the match for the second time in a row, yeah, and hopefully win it. So, well, I think it's more or less a matter of, of time when we see some really strong female player, because, okay, we had a good example of Judith Polgar.
Magnus?
Yeah, I think it's a good question. Way too complicated to answer in a few sentences. So I would say there are a number of factors. I think especially cultural that lead to the situation we have today. What I would say in general is I encourage everybody to play chess, and what I've found around the world is that young girls find as much joy as young boys in the game of chess, and if that could be communicated more, I think that would be very helpful.
Just a couple of words. FIDE has announced the next year as the year of women's chess, and that's signal and indication that we are truly committed to improve access to chess for girls, for ladies in general, including going through this. I would call it Death Valley, like an innovation sector of women's chess from 14 to 18, when most girls unfortunately leave chess and do not are not pursuing professional career after that. So what we are going to do is to organize camps and special activities for those talented girls to show them the way to invite the best possible coaches for them and show career opportunities as well. So it's not just about chess, but to show that there is a potential to be in the chess world actively. Prize funds for women tournaments go up. We provide for that. We establish special conditions at open tournaments for women, etc., etc., etc. So hopefully these efforts will bring some improvement, and we will see eventually ladies not just in top 100, but again in top 10, like Judith Polgar was.
Thank you for that. Question on the left.
Hi, Magnus. I'm Saravanan from ChessBase. A common knowledge is you and Ian have been friendly over the years, and he has worked with you and practiced with you and so on. So this is the fifth World Championship match where you are facing someone whom you kind of know more personally than before. Does it make this World Championship any different from the past ones?
I would say not particularly. I mean, I knew Anand very well also before the first couple of matches. I'd worked with him as well, and I don't think it makes a massive difference. The top players know each other so well. In general, especially those who've been on the circuit for a long time. So, yeah, I don't think it really matters.
Ian, I would like to ask you the same question. Does it make it any different for you that you have an opponent whom you knew before on a friendly term?
Well, as Magnus correctly stated, that it's really hard to find an opponent you don't know, yeah? And, you know, once you meet him, you're really surprised. But, yeah, okay, we, I think, about 10 years ago, we used to work together a little, but I don't really think it will have an influence towards how the match is going, because in general, I think that once you sit at the board, you have no friends.
Thank you. Good luck to both of you.
On the right.
Hello, I'm Anders from Danish Chess Magazine. I have a question for both players. How has the technology changed over the last couple of years, and how are you working with it, preparing for a match like this?
Jan.
Well, that's a good question, but I can't say, you know, something revolutionary had happened, because, yeah, we work as usual. I believe, okay, at least this applies to me. And, yeah, of course, you know, chess engines, they became more powerful, and you know, now you can choose between different engines to work with. But I believe in general, anyway, the level difference between the player and the engine is, you know, it was high enough like 10 years ago as well already. Yeah. So, well, you know, people now use like something which is called neural networks, and this has changed, you know, the way you work a little bit, yeah, but I think it's more or less the same, yeah, just you try to grind out the best moves.
Magnus?
Yeah, I think things have definitely changed a lot over the last couple of years since the last World Championship match. As Jan mentioned, because of neural networks, computer engines have become a lot better, and the way you work has changed a little bit. But I think generally the tools are available to to everybody. I don't think it makes a huge difference over the board. But yeah, in terms of the way you work, things have changed a bit.
Thank
On
you.
the left.
It's Carl from Norwegian TV. Question to both. What can you say about the secondary team and the preparations you've done before this World Championship final?
Yeah.
Thank you for this question. So, still, I'm not going to introduce every member of my team, yeah, but, at least part of the team which worked with me during the candidates remains the same. And, yeah, I guess that's all I can say on this part. And speaking on my work, I mean, of course, you have to be prepared mentally, physically, and chess-wise, so it's a never-ending process, basically, yeah. And especially you prepare, you know, as much as never before when you play a match.
Magnus?
Yeah, there's a team that have been working for me and with me, and they're still working, and they're great. That's all I can say.
Yes, it's me again, Rune from Chess24 with a question for Jan. Seeing how you don't play fantasy football, maybe you can compare Magnus to a character from Hearthstone, or a card maybe, or a deck, and if not, maybe a unit in League of Legends?
Well, thank you, but let me please maybe stick to some football players. Would be easier.
Okay.
Well,
Sorry.
you know, but in general, I must say that, okay, you know, Norway enjoys really a lot of world-class sportsmen. Yeah, not only football players, but also, I don't know, some very different sports. So, I mean, pick the one you like.
Okay.
On the right.
Thank you.
Yes, this is Anders again from Danish Chess Magazine. To what extent are you looking for new ideas in openings and styles also in online chess? I mean, there's an explosion in the number of games. Are you looking at them?
Jan?
With short time control, blitz games?
Well, that's a very proper question because, yeah, really for the past, I believe, 12 or even 19 months, 20 months, it's, you know, a lot of major chess tournaments moved online, and I mean, if before at least many of us thought, okay, this is more about like having fun and sometimes training, that now things have changed, and I mean, of course, that's not a new situation, you know, especially, you know, not anymore. When you prepare some idea and then you see someone playing it in some online blitz tournament, and you say, okay, thank you. Yeah, you're just extremely pleased that okay, maybe this idea turns out to be bad, and you had no chance to come with this novelty. But I mean, of course, I think the quantity is different nowadays, and perhaps, yeah, the proverb with quantity moves into the quality, yeah, applies to this case as well. And I mean, sooner or later you find some interesting things you haven't found before, but you see them, you know, someone is playing this in the blitz chess against you.
Magnus?
Yeah, I think as a player, you try to find ideas everywhere, and there are so many blitz games now polluting the databases as well that you can't really avoid them. Yeah, what can I say? You search everywhere in general.
Next question on the left.
Hi, this is Rashid from Expo News Service. As you know, Expo 2020 Dubai are focusing to inspire the young generation. So what's your advice for the young generation who want to be champion like you?
Yeah.
Well, that's a big question, by the way. And normally, if you know, they ask me to advise something or wish something, I'll just try to say that, okay, you got to enjoy what you're doing. And yeah, you just should enjoy what you do, would it be chess or, I don't know, science or sports or basically whatever. But that's the main part, because if you don't enjoy the way you do and the thing you are doing, that's probably you're doing something wrong.
Magnus?
Yeah, that seems to pretty much echo what I would say. Apart from that, no, that's pretty much it. Enjoy what you do. That's no. If you're going to excel in a field, I think that has to, at least my philosophy is that has to be the main component.
We have time for only 2 more questions. One on the right.
I'm Tanya from Chess24. Magnus, what differentiates Jan from your previous challengers?
I think there are a few key differences. The main one is in terms of style is that Jan is a bit more aggressive. He's somebody who plays faster, and I think has a keener understanding of concepts of king safety than previous opponents. So I would say that would be his main the main difference in terms of strengths, certainly.
Right, and Jan, you've been involved with the previous World Championship matches pretty closely, often as a commentator, sometimes even helping the players. How important was that in the prep for this match, and what were the big takeaways that you would do differently?
Well, the preparation is unique for it. I think every match is unique, and the big problem is that you can't really simulate the experience you are going to get during the match. Yeah, and you can be involved to some players' team and so on, but I think this is quite a different story when you come sit at the board and play by yourself. So, well, I have some thoughts. Well, what should I do? My team has some thoughts. What should I do? Yeah, and hopefully it will be quite correct.
Thanks.
Time for only 1 more question on the left.
Question for both. Draw, black or white. What do you prefer? What do you prefer to start with, white, or any thoughts about that?
Well, the only thing I would prefer is not like play 14 games with black, yeah, probably, but hopefully rules are strict, so it will be more or less balanced.
Yeah, I would say that there are advantages and disadvantages to both, certainly. To start, and frankly, I've had both, and I have maybe a slight preference for starting with white, but I don't think your equity will be, majorly different if you. Regardless, so I think overall, yeah, maybe slightly psychologically easier to start with white, but it's unlikely to shift the odds considerably.
Thank you.
If I may, my apologies, just 1 more question from a representative.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Hisham Al-Tahir. I'm the General Secretary of Asian Chess Federation and Head of Media for Al-Ain Chess and Mind Games. I have 2 questions. The question number 1: what is your impression about the city hosting and the venue and the condition that you guys playing during the Expo 2020? The second question: as you guys know, that United Arab Emirates is celebrating the Golden Jubilee this year in a few days. I need a message from both players. Thank you.
Well, as for me, I should state that Dubai is one of the most beautiful cities, and the location is just awesome. Yeah, like it's good. I mean, to spend a vacation here. Unfortunately, we can't spend a vacation. Yeah, I mean, at least at first there is some work to do, and yeah, Dubai is also changing really smoothly because you don't really recognize the place you have been before. Yeah, I mean it's changing, it's growing, and it's just an awesome place to be.
And to the second part of the question about the UAE celebrating its jubilee in a few days, its 50th anniversary.
Well, that's great.
Magnus?
Yeah, first of all, what's more golden than a world championship? I think that's the perfect way to celebrate. Apart from that, yeah, Dubai has all the facilities and also the climate, which makes it a really good venue for a world championship. So I'm happy to be here.
That concludes the question and answer portion of our press conference. We'll now have a special presentation, the FIDE World Championship Cup Dubai 2021, which you will have a chance to take photos of, and the players will also have the opportunity to take a photo with. It is made of 925 sterling silver with 999 gold plating, dolerite, and obsidian. I don't know what that all means, but it sounds amazing. The item is set with 39 pearls and a diamond. So if we may please bring that to center stage. Someone has it. All right. Please, if you may.
Yes, thank you. I would like to thank our partners, Alexander Chimovskih Jewelry, with the support of Simaland, who are our supporters for the candidates tournament, in producing and presenting the award for the world champion, the one who will win the match here in Dubai. Well, I don't know whether you are going to show this to the players as well, but that's a good question. But Alexander is presenting the award himself. After the pictures, please show it. Yes, exactly, to the players as well. So that's the one that will be presented at the closing ceremony of the World Championship match.
If I may also ask the players to take a stand next to the trophy. Yes, you may put it back. All right. The rest are free to go. But Magnus and Jan, could you please step down in front of the trophy and give a chance to take them?
Very inappropriate, to be honest.
Inappropriate? Yeah. Okay. I will go with that. I will go with your better judgment there. That it will be the championship trophy. And